Biden's got COVID or cancer or both. Let's figure this out, shall we? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Oliver Mack. Welcome to Oliver Rants. And in this video, we got to talk about Joe Biden and his health. They just announced that Joe Biden has COVID. But he just announced the other day or yesterday that he has cancer. So I'm confused. I don't know. Which one is it? It seems kind of fishy, doesn't it? That the day after the president said that he has cancer, now all of a sudden he has COVID, and now he has to go into isolation. So are they trying to cover something up? Let's investigate, shall we? Before we get started, please hit that like button, get in the comments, tell me what you think, share this video, and one more thing, hit that notification bell so you know the next time I make a video. All right, let's go. All right, so this is not the first story I wanted to show y'all. I wanted to show y'all what Biden said yesterday. Now, the White House came out and said that, oh no, he doesn't have cancer. He was talking about him having cancer in the past. He had some kind of skin cancer. That's what he was talking about. Skin cancer. That's what he was talking about. But are you not to believe the words that come out of the president's mouth? So when the president says, I have this, are we not supposed to trust his word? That is pretty crazy, right? That the president of the United States, we can't trust his word. When he says something, we're just supposed to take it with a grain of salt. Oh, maybe he didn't mean that. What kind of position does that put the American people in where they can't even trust the words of the commander-in-chief? Check this out.
And because it was a 4-lane highway that was accessible, my mother drove us, and rather than us be able to walk. And guess what? The first frost, you know what was happening? You had to put on your windshield wipers to get literally the oil slick off the window. That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer. And why can't, for the longest time, Delaware had the highest cancer rate in the nation.
Okay. Wait, maybe he's going to say it again.
That's why I and so damn many other people I grew up have cancer.
Okay, Joe Biden. Joe Biden just said he had cancer, y'all. Do you believe him? I kind of believe him. He came out, he said, you know, he speaks like he has all these gaffes, and we're just supposed to think that everything he says is just a gaffe. Oh, he meant to say something else. But what if he didn't? What if he really meant to tell the American people that he has cancer? But the government is choosing to cover it up because they don't want us to think that he's weak going into this election cycle. So maybe they're just trying to tell us, no, don't worry about that. He doesn't really have cancer. No, he was talking about the cancer he had a long time ago. It was some kind of skin cancer. It was no big deal. I didn't know Joe Biden had skin cancer before. Did you know Joe Biden had skin cancer before? Did any Democrats know that Joe Biden has skin cancer before? Did any of Joe Biden's fans, you know, the 10 of them, did the 10 of Joe Biden's fans know he had skin cancer? I don't think so. So this is new information for all of us. And it just seems kind of weird that right after he states that he has cancer, now all of a sudden he has COVID. Where did he get COVID from? You know, when President Trump had COVID, everybody wanted to know, how did he get COVID? Who gave it to him? It must have been this person. It must have been that person. He must have got COVID because he refused to wear a mask. And blah, blah, blah. What happened? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. All these questions. But now that Joe Biden has COVID, we're not supposed to ask any questions. Check out how Karine Jean-Pierre answered when reporters asked her, well, where did he get it from?
You said it doesn't matter where he got it, but how can it not matter where he got it if that is something that, of course, is involved in contact tracing? This administration has taken it very seriously. How can it not matter?
I think
You know, when that was a big thing, like they hired all these people to do contact tracing. So they would call people's phone who had COVID and said, hey, who were you around within the last 7 to 14 days? They just want to know, like, where did you get it from? Right? There's a whole, like, people have been hired to find out how other people get COVID, right? But we're not supposed to inquire about how the president of the United States got COVID. Isn't that interesting?
What I was trying to say is what's important now is that he has mild symptoms, is that he is working from the residents on behalf of the American people. That's our focus. Look, we knew this was going to happen. As Dr. Jha said, when he joined me at the briefing in the briefing room not too long ago, he said this is everyone was at some point everyone's going to get COVID.
Okay, we understand that. Like, we all knew that. And that's why the majority of us conservatives or people on the right were trying to just get back to normal, right? Because it was pretty obvious that everybody's going to get COVID. And that's the way we're going to get rid of the disease. The more people who have it, the more people are going to be immune to it. And then once you're immune to it, then you can't really spread it like if you've never gotten it before. So that was the point that people on the right were trying to make about the whole COVID situation. Let us get back to normal, protect the most vulnerable of our population, like the elderly, protect them, but let the healthy people go back to work, go back to school, go back to doing what they needed to do to continue and live their lives. But since Democrats chose to shut the country down, they didn't want kids going back to school, they didn't want people going back to work. Since they chose to do that, that's why we're in the position that we're in right now with the economy and how it's falling apart. Because they didn't let the economy run like it was supposed to run. They shut everything down. So we're experiencing this. I mean, even with the gas prices, they cut down on production, and now we're having issues with prices because we don't have enough oil produced. If things would have just got back to the way they were supposed to be in 2020, which that should have happened. Everybody should have got back to normal in 2020. Protect the vulnerable, but everybody else, live your normal lives. Then we wouldn't have this situation with the pandemic. Now, of course, Trump was in office in 2020, but guess what? Trump was telling everybody, hey, we need to get back to normal. We need to get back to school. We can't shut the economy down. We got to keep going. But all these Democrat politicians, these governors and these mayors were like, no, we're not doing this. We're not getting back to normal. We got to protect people. You're going to kill grandma. You're going to kill everybody. We got to protect people. So that's why we're in the position that we're in. And I blame Democrats. But it's just, it's crazy because you can see the difference between how they're treating this situation with Joe Biden having COVID and how they treated it with Trump. When Trump had COVID, it was nothing but criticism. It was nothing but name calling. It was nothing but people on the left saying they wish he died. Nobody on the right is saying that. I mean, there's probably wagers out there to see if he's going to make it since he's so old and frail, but nobody on the right is wishing death on Joe Biden. That's just cruel, and we don't need to do that. We don't need to wish death even on our worst enemies, and especially not for our political enemies, because they haven't really done anything to us physically to harm us. They're just harming our pocketbooks and they're harming our well-being. But I don't wish death on anybody. I don't wish death on Joe Biden. I hope he makes a full recovery from COVID and nothing happens to him. But it's just crazy because he told us he had cancer. And now he has COVID. It just seems kind of strange, doesn't it? That the president of the United States has this gaffe, maybe it was a gaffe, maybe it wasn't a gaffe, and now all of a sudden he's in hiding because he has COVID. Now I know our conspiracy theory brains are working, trying to figure this one out, right? What could it be? Could it be that he really does have cancer, and they're saying he has COVID so he can go into hiding to receive his cancer treatments? Maybe. Or does he not have cancer and he really does have COVID and there's something else going on here? Or maybe he doesn't have either. He doesn't have COVID and they're working on something that they don't want us to know about, so they're trying to pull Joe Biden back. And maybe they're preparing for President Harris to step in. Oh, that would be horrible. I don't know who's worse. Who would be a worse president, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris? I think if Kamala Harris became president, she would try to exert her dominance because she's a woman. So she wants to prove to everybody that she's going to be this strong person that's not going to back down to anybody. So whenever the Republicans try to oppose her, she's probably going to sign nothing but executive orders just to say, hey, look what I can do because I'm a strong kind of black, sort of Asian, Jamaican woman. That could happen. Or they know that every time he goes out there to speak, he's basically hurting the Democrats in 2022 because his approval rating is so low. It's like the lowest for any president, I believe. I think his approval rating, his aggregate rating is lower than Donald Trump's lowest rating. So that just goes to show you these people that was not a smart move when you picked this person to be president, Democrats. And there are some Republicans who did the same thing. But shame on you. Should have voted for Trump. But anyway, tell me what you think in the comments, because, I mean, does he have cancer? Does he have COVID? Does he have neither? Does he have both? I don't know. We'll see. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please hit the like button, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Visit the description section so you get links to my social media and also my merch. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.